Okay, so tonight I'd like to talk about wars. It's exactly 100 years since the start of World War I, which was in 1914. 100 years. And before 1914 there'd been loads of wars. I mean, look at history, just look at the Crusades, look at the violence, look at the wars, look at the madness. And then, so we've had 100 years now, and wars are still going on. They're still going on. And war is legalised murder. It's made legal because governments start wars. You know, if you killed a man in the street, you'd be arrested and you'd be thrown in jail for murder. If you killed someone in a uniform, following government orders, you'll probably get a medal for whatever, for your service, I guess, if you can call it service. Okay, I can see the difference, slight difference, but I'm not a total pacifist. If somebody broke into my house, I would protect myself, and I would protect my son as well, doing anything I could to protect him and to protect me. But wars are not really, these modern wars are not really about freedom or defence. More often than not, they're about getting hold of a country's resources, getting hold of a country's oil. And, you know, like I said, it's 100 years since the start of the First World War, and that was a war which claimed about 30 million lives, I think, which is a lot of people. And they called it, at the time, they said it was the war to end all wars. And it didn't end all wars, because we had World War II then, and the Holocaust of World War II. We had all the, you know, the Americans dropping the atomic bomb on Japan. We had, you name it, you know. And then we had the Korean War after that, in the 1950s. And then we had the Vietnam War, and on it goes, you know. People are not learning. I mean, well, when I say people, I think the majority of people don't want violence. Life's hard enough, you know, going to work, just living, whatever, trying to look after your family. Life is hard enough. Nobody wants wars, you know. But it's governments who seem to be quite happy with wars, really. Governments and leaders, politicians. It's obedience, and it's obedience to those politicians. It's obedience that causes wars. Howard Zinn, who's now died, was an American historian, and he actually fought in World War II. But he changed his mind. He became very anti-war, and he spoke a lot of truth. And he said that the problem we have as a world is not civil disobedience. The problem we have is civil obedience, meaning that people are too obedient. People are too obedient to, you know, if the government tells you to do something, or, I mean, that's simplifying it a little bit, but, you know, we're all subjected to propaganda, and even if we think we're not, we are. There's propaganda in movies, there's propaganda in the news, the corporate news, the media. And we like to believe that we wouldn't fall for it, you know. It's a lot more subtle now, I think, because they've kind of honed the art of propaganda now. Whereas, you know, 100 years ago, the propaganda then might have been quite crude. Of course, at the time it wasn't crude, but looking at the propaganda from 100 years ago, the war propaganda was, you know, I wouldn't fall for that. But it's a lot more subtle now, and people still support wars now. But it's time to learn, isn't it? It's you know, it's time to learn, because mostly innocent people die in wars. It isn't just the soldiers. Mostly, I think 80% of people killed in wars are innocent people who are just going about their lives. No, we don't want it. No one wants it. Like I said, life's hard enough. They're going about their lives. They're going to school. They're going to work. Whatever they're doing. Nobody wants it. But some people profit from wars. Massive giant corporations profit. The arms trade, people who make weapons, massive profits. A very small number of people profit from wars, a minority, but the rest of us pay the price in different ways. We pay the price with our lives. We pay the price through reduced services because our governments have got bankrupt, financing these wars. Some people are profiting from wars, but the people who pay the price are the man and the woman in the street, regular person. So what's the solution? I'm not sure what the solution is, but we need to, the world needs to learn from the past wars, and I don't know, that's going to start through proper education, but we're dealing with propaganda all the time, really. The way the system is really for us to support wars, but that's just my thoughts. Thanks for watching.